anything be wrong. So I just know that I didn't accept, that he had a special needs problem or any type of problem for that matter. And I just wanted him to stay in the hospital and get well. So that's kind of where I was with the acceptance part. So those 3 months he stayed in the hospital gave me a chance to really just learn more about special needs and just really accept that, okay, this child may never walk. This child may never talk. And I had to get okay with that because I wasn't. I really wasn't. Okay, and forgive now is my second point, you guys. And the reason that I put that in there is I really had to forgive myself. When looking back over the pregnancy and over everything, I thought, well, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I ate something. Maybe I didn't do something, But it's really a self-forgiveness, you guys. It's when we truly forgive ourselves that we begin to grow and become a better person. So it's really about forgiving, definitely. So important. And the next tip was have courage. You guys, it was so scary to think that I was going to have to find, when you think about it, he couldn't go to a regular daycare. True. So it's like, where is he going to go? What am I going to do? You know? So it was just a total things that normal people take for granted. I couldn't take for granted. He couldn't go to a normal daycare. So it's like, okay, what am I going to do? And that's where the research in me started. So you have to have that courage to deal with anything that you're going through. It may not be something that's easy, but I just truly believe God puts everything in our life for a reason. And I believe that he was developing someone that would be so strong, someone that could help other people, in me. He saw something in me. He saw the best in me, just like the song says. And I truly believe that that's why Adrian came through me, basically, was to teach me how to become a better person. So definitely, those are the first 3 points. The last 3 points are, the number 8 would be calm, you guys. And I say that because when it was very interesting, when Adrian passed away, we were at Children's Medical Center, and it was a very calm passing, if that makes any sense. He looked up at me, and I just knew he was gone.
Oh, wow.
I was holding him when he died. So I tell people, his calmness was just I will never forget that. It was just he was just very calm. And as a result, it's just really kind of changed the way I look at things. I tell people, even the big stuff is little stuff. It really is in the whole scheme of things. Because I have many parents all the time that are, really complaining that Johnny is not walking, Johnny is not sitting up straight, or Johnny is not, talking or whatever. And I just let them know, if Johnny is breathing and alive, I go for that.
Yeah.
I go for that because I give anything for Adrian to be back. So I just make people just really shock them into knowing you need to be calm and just kind of look at your things that you need to be thankful for, because that's so important. Okay, and tip number 9 is it's okay to be silent. You guys, there was a point in my life right after his death where, if you could imagine, I know a lot of people, I bet y'all don't think I'm shy, do you? I hope not. I've always known a lot of people. I'm from Dallas. I know a lot of people. And so many people were trying to reach out and really console me. But what I realized is I needed to be quiet. I needed to hear from God. I needed to know what's next. When you invest so much time into something and then that something goes away, it's almost like you feel like you failed at something. So I felt like I had invested, Adrian would have been 3 years old, 7 days after he passed away. So he was 2 years, 11 months when he passed away. But I really found out that I needed to be quiet because I know the next step was there. I just didn't know what the next step was. So I spent a year being quiet. Even people were trying to say, oh, how are you feeling? I wouldn't even talk about it. I said, I'm great. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay, yeah. And I'd quickly leave. I didn't want to be in other people's presence when they started to talk about Adrian. Because it's like, okay, no, something is not settling right. So I just needed to, be quiet, basically. And then number 10 was, Mommy, I'll be all right. And to me, that was Adrian's confirmation of, Mommy, you'll be all right. Is that what I said? Mommy, you'll be all right. Yeah, that was Adrian's confirmation to me that even though this has been horrible for you, Mom, there's a lesson here and you need to learn it. So, let God work with you and learn what you need to learn. And I see that now so clearly, but I could not see that then, you guys. I was in a very bad place, and I tell people it is amazing how things change in your life. It really is, because I just know this, y'all. If you put anything before the Lord, he can handle anything.
Yes.
So I just encourage you, if you're going through anything today, just put that challenge before the Lord, because he can handle it for you. And I encourage you to be quiet for a minute. It may take you a week, it may take you 6 months, but be quiet and try to listen to the promptings of the Holy Spirit.
And that is so important. Wow, this has been so wonderful. I'll have to have you back, because 30 minutes is just really not enough time. It really is. And I'll have to have you back, and I'll have to have you at some of my events, because I do events outside of here. Because people need this information. It's not readily available a lot of time. And then there's people that don't like to do the research.
Right, absolutely.
They don't, and it's okay, because we don't have to do everything or know everything.
Absolutely.
But we've been sitting here talking to Sheryl Jones. She's an author. You know, she has her own book. She's written one book about her son, and she's also the author in the book called Behind Her Brand. It's a collaboration of women. I mean, awesome women. You have to get the book. You can go to her website. Her information, like I said, is on the screen. Just reach out to her, because she is the Queen of Hearts, and she is someone that you really need to connect with. I want to thank you for watching us, and just keep us in prayer here, because the people that we have on, they've been through some major tragedies, and most of them are now walking in their destiny and in their purpose. And they are looking to get the message out there. So even though Sheryl is speaking, actually Adrian is speaking.
Absolutely.
She's telling his story. It's not just her story. And that could be you. You could have a story that you need to write in and say, hey, I'm ready. I've been silent, like she said, but now I'm ready to break through, and I have something that I think the public needs to hear, because it's important.
It is. It is.
Very important. And you're also a speaker.
Yes, I am.
So you do accept speaking engagements. You guys hear that? She accepts speaking engagements.
Absolutely.
So you need to get her over to any event?
Anywhere.
Okay, any event. She just wants to speak.
Yes, it's so important to share, you guys. When God has given you a blessing, when he's given you a lesson, something you need to share with others, you need to get it out there. It's so important.
Oh, wow. Now, once again, could you, for those that can't really quite see the screen, tell your website so they can go in.
The website is www.rodcor, which is RODCOR.com.
Wow, good. And so they can come on over there, and if they need help with anything. Now, is this private care, or do you accept insurance? Or
it is funded through Dallas Metro Care Services, so it is funded by the government. It's free of charge for all consumers that use the service, so that's really good. And I can teach them the steps to get to Dallas Metro Care. So,
oh, wow.
Definitely.
Wow. Well, I love this. I love this. I can't even sit still hardly. But I want you to understand, special needs or no special needs, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are bold and unique. And I want you to rip off every label placed on you by others, and especially the ones that you place on yourself. I want you to soar. I want you to understand that you have a purpose and a destiny, and you need to seek and search out what that is and get to it. You know, sometimes it's hard for us to say, yeah, well, maybe I am worthy. Yeah, maybe, you know, there is something for me. Well, if you're having that problem, just ask God. He will show you. And if you don't know who he is, he's always waiting there for you. Just ask him. Say, Lord, just come into my heart and be a part of that and show me who you are, and I'll know who I am. Because the Bible declares that our identity is in him. And until you be in him, you won't know your identity. Just keep writing in, keep calling us. Like I said, just text us, just blow us out of the water. We want you to. And I do want you to remember that October is Domestic Violence Month. So if you know people that are in that situation, not only pray for them, but get them to safety. And I just want to give a shout out to Wanda McKinley and Tammy Shepard and also Teresa Howard. These ladies are out there working on behalf of domestic violence. And they're working on your behalf and the behalf of your family and people you may just sit next to at work. You never know, but we love you, and the Queen of Heart definitely loves you.
Yes, definitely.
And we want you to remember that you're a part of something greater than you can even think, ask, or imagine. And I want you just to understand who you are, because that is very important. to you living a life of abundance and rediscovering your destiny.